The Women of Wine Country show, brought to you from the voice of San Joaquin County Public Radio. We are a local nonprofit multimedia community broadcasting network, so it's very exciting. And pretty soon we will be up and on the FM airwaves at 89.5 KBCC Tracy. So that's really exciting, and we're looking forward to that. So today I have with me Donald Brown, a contractor extraordinaire. He is with JG Construction. And we're going to talk to you today about a couple of cool events coming up. We have the Wine Country Christmas in the Woodbridge, California downtown area. And also Mr. Claus, who happens to be sitting next to me as well, and some of the places that we're going to be able to find him. So welcome, Don. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming in. So I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way over here because I have a very small area, but I have a lot of stuff to go over today. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. Well, my name is Donald Brown. I own JG Construction, and Was Brown Construction is the parent company. And I've been a contractor for, 26 plus years. I've been an electrician for about 32 years. When I got out of the military, I went into the electrical business. And I service all the San Joaquin area and outside the area as well on occasion. Did extensive work in the Bay Area back in the day. And so we pretty much do residential and commercial, pretty much everything except an AC. But everything else we do.
Absolutely, yeah. And so you started with your license in electrical.
Correct.
Yeah. So how long have you been an electrician?
About 32 years now.
Yeah. So you've seen it all.
Oh, I've seen everything. I've even seen electrical outlets in a shower. So, seriously.
So you heard that here. If you got an electrical outlet in your shower, you want to give Don a call.
Yeah, even though it's a GFI, still. No.
And then you moved on from electrical.
It got my drywall license, and then later followed up with my general license. So I'm a bit different than your average general contractor because usually general contractor just has the one license. They don't have specialty licenses and have that actual specialty knowledge, deeper knowledge of that field.
Right.
Me being an electrician for 32 years. We do everything from the specialty lighting to under-counter lights, all the remodel type stuff you do. But, I just have a deeper knowledge of electrical than an average general.
Right.
In fact, I do a lot of electrical work for other generals.
Right.
They're really good with their framing and, their plumbing and their layout and their concrete and all of that. But when you get into electrical, they understand if it's beyond just an outlet or two, there are all kinds of convenience codes. And then there are safety codes, and they're different. Convenience and safety are two different things. Example, a convenience code would be that you have to have 2 GFI circuits in your kitchen, and you can have 4 outlets per circuit, slaved to that GFI. A GFI is an outlet that has those little buttons on it, for ground fault interrupt safety, and a lot of old homes will only have one circuit in the house, and it's really easy to get them overloaded with all the heating devices and mixers and whatnot. So that would be a convenience circuit, but the GFI is a safety device.
And that's a code.
So now you have, both are codes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, there's convenience codes, and then there are actual safety codes.
I gotcha.
So here we have an instance where you have both in the same item. Same circuit. There's a safety code and a convenience code involved.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, most generals have no clue about those type of things in the electrical business. They know safety. They know how to wire stuff. They understand what a hot is and what a neutral is and what a ground is. But they don't know all these little things. And the thing is, they change every year in the state of California.
And most generals, I think, really rely on their subcontractors, which would be what
Definitely.
you ought to be aware of those things and be up on them and to know their trade.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we service lots of other general contractors in the electrical field, but it helps, you see, because I'm a general. we understand the hurdles that they're going through with the rest of their job. And so that helps with electrical work, because then my electrical won't be in the way of the plumber or won't be in the way of the sprinkler guy.
Right.
I know to get my can lights in before the sprinkler guy.
Gotcha.
Okay? Because we need to be down the center of that, hallway. And the sprinkler guy, if we don't get in before him, he's going to be taking up that space. And now we all have to backtrack and fix things. So it helps that I'm a general, because I understand the language and what hurdles the general has to get through, so I can accommodate them better.
Right. Well, I'm going to segue you off, because I know we could sit and spend
about
the whole
that
hour,
all day long,
and I'll have you back. Actually, what we'll do is I'll have Dawn come back in the spring and talk all about home maintenance and what women specifically can do that are to help their homes and not have to pay expensive contractor bill, because a lot of construction is just maintenance that didn't get taken care of properly, and a lot of people just don't know. But that's not what we're here to talk about. But he's really knowledgeable, and we'll go on and on because he does know his stuff. So, but what I'd like to talk to him about is Mr. Claus. Yeah. So in our town of Woodbridge, downtown, on December 14th, the Clauses are coming to town, and we're having a wine country Christmas, because as many of you know, and if you don't know, Woodbridge is a beautiful little historical town that's nestled right in the middle of wine country in the Lodi wine appellation and all of its sub-appellations. And so we are having a wine country Christmas. The entire downtown is participating. We have a ton of vendors coming. We have carolers and music and free photos with Santa and a gingerbread house contest, free. We have free cookie decorations. We have shopping. We have, what else do we have? We have so much.
Well, we got Mrs. Claus, too.
The Clauses will be there. Mrs. Claus will be there.
Claus.
I know we should have come in costume.
I thought about it, showing up in costume. But, yeah.
But anyway, so we're going to talk a lot about that. But I want to ask you the first question, because you actually have a gig coming up this weekend.
Yes.
And it is for the young professionals, and they're the first ones that got you involved. So do you want to tell us how you first got roped into Mr. Claus?
Yeah, it was 5 or 6 years ago. The young professionals reached out to me. My daughter-in-law at that time was part of the young professionals and recommended me. And I'd done it before for company type stuff, for the family and school classrooms and things. So she knew that I already had done it, and she knew that I had some of the Santa regalia already. And so they reached out to me, and I said, sure, would love to. And, what does it entail? And so we used to do the WOW Museum in Lodi off of Sacramento Street. It's a little place for kids, science, museum fair thing.
It's a really cool.
Very interactive.
Yeah,
very
really
interactive.
Cool. Yeah.
And so I would do Santa there, and that was 1 or 2 days, depending on what their program was. And then we would also do the Santa would show up at on another weekend at the Woolworth building. And that also used to be the Macy's building or something? What was
it was always a Woolworth, yeah.
I thought it was something else as well at one time.
Yeah.
But and that's downtown off of School Street area
in Lodi.
And I do this for free. And so people would bring their kids down. They get free photos with Santa, and quite often it's the whole family, and then they have photos with just the child as well. And by the way, it's okay to bring your dogs.
I was just going to say, you get a lot of dogs.
Yes.
And
Santa
he's a big dog dad.
I'm a big dog person.
Yeah.
So bring your dog.
You can bring cats too.
Yeah. And it's fun. And then we also will go out at night, and Santa, along with the young professional elves, will come along, and we deliver Christmas to families that are in distress, in need. It might be a child with a serious medical problem. It may even be an adult with a serious family, medical problem, but they're having a hard time making ends meet. And so Santa will show up with his elves, and we will deliver presents for the children, and we usually will have a gift card also, so they've got money for Christmas dinner.
So you guys deliver Christmas, basically.
We deliver Christmas, and we give them a gift card so they can buy food, so they can have a Christmas dinner as well. And just, try and take some of the pressure off on the holidays.
That's what Christmas is all about.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. So and we'll usually hit between 5 to 10 families. We usually find those families through Santa being at the Woolworth building or being at the Wow Museum. People will fill out little, flyers and questionnaires, and that and other people will just bring these families, bring them to our attention.
Yeah.
So
that's been great. You've been doing that for about 5 years now.
5 or 6 years now. Yeah. Love doing it.
I'll never forget the time that I don't know if it was last year or the year before that you got just a tear in your eye. A little girl was just in awe of you, of Santa, and how much Santa gave of himself.
It was pretty neat.
Yeah.
She was just so serious. And she came up, she sat with me. She was really shy. And then she got back in line again because I guess she had thought about meeting with Santa and she wanted to ask Santa some questions. Yeah. And she just asked me when she got back up there why she did it. Why did I do it? Why does Santa care so much about children and do all these things for children? And
she was still a real believer.
Yeah, she's a real believer. And she was very earnest about it. And I just had to explain that Santa loved children, and really got me. And then she came back. She went to the Santa craft shop.
Yes.
And she made
a necklace with a bell on the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She made a piece of jewelry.
You still have that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And she got back in line. You understand? This isn't a short line.
No.
Okay.
This is a wait.
Long line.
20-minute at least.
Yeah, it's a lot for a child just to go through that line once.
Yeah.
And she went through that line 3 times, and her parents were gracious enough to allow her to do it.
But that's
so it's a lot of patience there.
Yeah.
And and then she came back and she gave me her necklace that she made at the Santa craft shop, and so it was just very special. It really choked me up. And and then I had another time where I had, there's usually one that always catches me each time I do Santa every year. And that one really, really choked me up and brought me to tears. So, and that's why I do it. I love people, I love children. And, we just want to nurture that innocence and help them become good people. And I think that's part of that is to, nurture that better side of us.
So, I think it's really cool. And, the only downside about being Santa and Mrs. Claus is that our own grandchildren can't come to a lot of this stuff. And we're everywhere.
They're still believers.
Because they're still believers, and you don't want to lose that with them, right?
They see me as Santa, and it could
break. There's been a couple of people when I've been with the divas, which I call my grandchildren the divas because they're little divas, they really are, that have kind of talked about Mrs. Claus when they've talked to me, and my oldest one has kind of caught on. And I just call it my Christmas outfit.
Right.
I say I have a Christmas dress and a Christmas outfit, and that when they get old enough, they can have their own Christmas outfit.
They were at the Woodbridge Festival one year, and they caught up to you.
They recognized me right away.
Right away, and I was further off in the distance, luckily, and I had to literally
we dodged Santa all night
to stay away from them, so they didn't catch on.
Yeah, they clung to me.
They were looking.
They clung to me though. They were like. We never seen Yaya look so good because I had like the full Mrs. Claus thing going on, and they were like stuck. So that was the only reason they were able to avoid Santa, was because they were so in awe of Yaya and what she had done. That's what the girls call me, Yaya. So anyway, thank you, Mr. Brown, for your amazing.
Love it.
Heart, your huge heart. You're such a good Santa. It's a long day, and so he's going to be doing 2 days this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I believe it's from 11 to 3 at the Woolworth building in Lodi on School Street.
Correct.
And it's the young professionals that are putting it on. It's free pictures for Santa, and they usually have like little gifts or little arts and craftsy things that they do there.
I want to say that the young professionals, they really are a great group. Every year, several times a year, they do things for youth and helping, very community orientated. It's a network of people, to help better themselves in their own profession. But they are really an outreach for the community. Yeah. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be involved in this. So
they do a great job.
Lots of kudos to them.
Yeah, they're good. They're nice. They're good. They're good people.
Good people.
They do really good work, and they do good things for the community. So it's really nice. Lodi's better to have them.
Absolutely.
So, and then
we do the Woodbridge.
Yeah, I was just going to say. So the Wine Country Christmas that I really wanted to talk about, which we're taking up all this time not talking about, but is December 14th. And if you watch for us, Santa and Mrs. Claus, along along with some of the local people who are involved in putting on the event, will be on Good Day Sacramento. It's December 10th at 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. We have 2 segments coming up. So watch for us on there. We're gonna talk a little bit about what's going on, but you're gonna hear it all now and see it all now on this video. But so that's really cool. And this is our 2nd annual festival. We're going to be doing it every year from now on, but I want to talk a little bit about leading up to the Wine Country Christmas and the kind of the theme. So as many of you know, I'm an author of the Women in Wine Country series. I have 2 books out right now. I have Murder and Mayhem, and I have Beauty and Betrayal. So this is the first book. This is the second book, and they're both available on Amazon. And then the first book will be available at the Woodbridge Florist. But the Women of Wine Country came about because we live in wine country, and so I started writing and started the Wine Country. And when this is our 2nd year of doing the festival, but it's the first year of being the Wine Country Festival. And I thought, well, that's kind of silly. Why didn't I call it the Wine Country Christmas like a long time ago? So that's now our thing. So when I first came up with the idea, I had seen just like a DIY, because I'm like a crafter, where somebody had taken wine corks, and made a wine garland. So it's like wine cork, red bead, wine cork, red bead. And I thought, well, maybe we could get a few corks donated and drill them out and make some garland. And then I thought, oh my gosh, Wine Country Christmas. You know how that stuff spirals out of control. And so we got a hold of some of the local wineries, which were amazing. Jeremy, White Bells, Clinker Brick, oh gosh, Thomas Allen. So many of them are just so amazing. And Abundance, Nostra Vita, and Acquience. They all donated. We got over 5,000 corks, you guys. I mean, we had to say, we don't want any more corks. And then luckily we have this local couple in Woodbridge, because we're like an amazing community in Woodbridge. If you ever get a chance to come visit us, I would recommend it. And they literally, some of the guys came together and they drilled out all 5,000 corks. And then the ladies got together, the Women of Wine Country tribe got together, and we strung all the garland. So the whole theme of the downtown festival now is Wine Country Christmas. And it's really magnificent. But what it's doing is it's actually a toy drive for our Woodbridge Fire Association. Exactly. So the Woodbridge Fire Department is a huge fire department district, which most people don't know a lot about. We're a
tiny little town, but the fire district is huge.
Exactly. We're a 197-mile district. We have 4 stations, and I think it was the 1940s that it came together.
That's correct.
Is that right?
That's right.
1940s. They've never asked for an increase or anything, but it's getting to a point. Yeah, in taxes or anything. It's getting to a point where they're really in need. One of the things that our fire district has to do is train for all of the disciplines. So we have one of the best academies in the area. They have to train for urban, for rural, for ag, for water, so they have, like, a lot of districts may just be only urban, or maybe a water district, fire district might be only water. They do a lot of water rescue. Our guys have to be trained in all of it. So it's a lot. They do a lot, and they do a lot for us. But every single year, they have an amazing toy drive. And last year, one of their firefighters, Melissa, was so gracious that she got so many toys donated and so much food donated and so much money donated. They were absolutely able to provide Christmas for 60 local families, which, if you realize how small Woodbridge is, that's really saying something. So I think it was actually more than 60, but 60 is what she had slated, and then she had extras.
Yeah, we had extras. So when the need came up, we were able to pick up more families. Yeah,
and she finds the families from the schools. So the schools and some of the organizations let them know which kids are in need. So that's kind of cool. So the whole idea behind the festival is a toy drive, and businesses sponsor, and Santa and Mrs. Claus donate their time, and it's kind of a remarkable thing that so many people come together and just donate all their time and all their energy, and it's really spectacular. And it looks like Mother Nature might even be letting up for us that day too.
And after the festival, the fire truck drives around in town and select streets, go ups and down, and they have trucks follow, and they pick up toys at that time too. But Santa's on the fire truck with the siren going, and they drive through the whole town.
Yes.
And so that's part of the toy drive also.
Yes.
So if you miss the festival for some reason, you still have an opportunity to join in on the toy drive when Santa comes by your house on the fire truck.
Yes, that's
So I just wanted to put that out too.
Yeah. So if you live in the Woodbridge Acampo Tower Park, if you live in the Woodbridge Fire District, I believe actually the parade this year is going to be from the 9th through the 13th that week.
Oh.
So it'll be
It'll actually happen before then.
Yeah. So so if you know you're not going to be able to make the festival, then it's a good, like what Dawn said is, you will be able to. And then also at our house, we host a little get together, and then we have the firemen come and they stop, and we do hot chocolate, and we got a bonfire.
Provide them a snack break because it's a long night for them. It is
long.
So yeah, we provide them a break.
Yeah. So that's kind of fun. But the whole premise of the festival is a toy drive. So we have over 35 vendors who are going to be there. Each one of them is bringing a toy to donate to the toy drive. And then also each one of them is doing some sort of interactive craft or child's thing. So that'll be a sample they give away, or some sort of fun event that they do, or some craft that they do with the children. So it's not just a regular come and shop. It's come, bring your children, shop at our unique art and our unique, we have a lot of really cool vendors, but also your children will be able to interact with every single vendor that we have. We have free pictures with Santa. We have a Santa's workshop, and we're actually doing it this year
at gingerbread?
Yes, and we're actually doing it this year at the Oddfellows building, which is the old cactus on the corner of Lower Sac and McCollum. So last year we did the Santa's workshop back in the Masonic Lodge. We had a little conflict with that, but the Oddfellows, which will be opening up in January, has offered up us their building, and so we've got it all dialed in. We're going to have a free gingerbread house contest in the patio with Santa right around the corner. Christmas cookie decorating free for the children, free crafts, all kinds of free stuff for the kids. I mean, it's really something you don't want to miss. It's going to be amazing. And it looks like I said, Mother Nature is clearing the weather up for us. Fingers crossed, right?
Now, for the gingerbread, keep in mind that you're not making it there. The gingerbread contest, you have to bring your already made gingerbread house.
That is correct.
We do have crafts taking place downtown, but that's not one of the crafts. So I just want to clarify that.
I'm glad. Thank you for that.
Otherwise
Thank
somebody
you
might
for
be
that.
disappointed.
I actually brought some information as well, and I'm just going to read quickly. Entry for the gingerbread house contest. Mrs. Claus will be entering, so just saying. Entry shall be submitted on a sturdy base, not larger than 24 inches wide and 24 inches long. We suggest 1/4 or 1/2 plywood. However, you can use cardboard as long as it holds the weight of your entry. Entry's base should have the name of the entry visible on it, i.e. Santa's Cottage. Do not put contestants' names. They don't want you to put your name because it might sway the judges. So like if it says Mrs. Claus's, she's going to win it all.
I mean, come on.
Gingerbread house should be made from gingerbread or graham crackers. All decorations shall be edible with the exception of lighting. Mrs. Claus isn't going to have any electricity on hers, so just saying. All candies must be unwrapped.
Go figure. Electrical. Her husband's an electrician, but there'll be no electrical on hers.
No electrical provided, so any lights would need to be battery operated. Well, there you go, battery operated. So DC. Judging will be based on overall appearance, originality, and craftsmanship. Judging will be between 1:30 p.m. and 6 p.m. or 3 p.m. 1:30 and 3 p.m. Judges' names will be listed at the competition site. Voting for the Visitor's Choice Award will close at 3 p.m. Winners will be announced at 3:15. Entries must be delivered to the booth between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. on December 14th. At least one person, entries must be delivered to the booth between 10 a.m. and 11:45 a.m. So it's 11:45 is your deadline on December 14th. At least one person on the entry form must accompany the entry. The entry form must be submitted with the entry. Any houses left at the booth after 3:30 p.m. will be donated to local hospitals and or senior facilities. So that's kind of nice. So if you don't want to pick up your gingerbread house, then you just know that it will be donated to a seniors facility.
Yeah. It'll be viewed, enjoyed, and then eaten.
The categories are as follows. youth under 12, teens under 13 to 19 years old. Adult is just an individual effort. Special needs, there's no age requirement for special needs. And then team. So a team youth up to 18 years, and it's 2 to 4 members. So this is what I don't know if you can see it very well. We will have these available at the festival. So if you come early and you want to pick them up, you can register there when you bring your event. And they have everything. They have the team form. You really can't see this because of the light very well. They have the team form, and they're making it very easy this year because last year we had to you had to register beforehand, and it excluded a lot of people. So this year we're trying to get people more people to get it. Yeah, and also the prizes are pretty cool. So I'm not going to tell you what the prizes are right now. I'm actually picking them up. I want to make sure I have them and don't make any promises. But all of the prizes are pretty amazing. So some of the other things that we're going to have there, and just let me grab real quick. Free pictures with Santa, like we've already said. Now, the way that's going to work is Casey Evans Photography is sponsoring the free pictures from Santa, so they will be professionally taken.
He's a great portrait photographer.
He is really great. He's great landscape, and he takes great animals. So you guys,
he loves working with animals.
He does. He's taken all my author photos. So if you look in any of my books, you can see my author pictures. Casey Evans has taken all of those, and he's done an amazing job. My dogs love him. So he's sponsoring the free pictures of Santa, and the way that's going to work is we have a Facebook group called Wine Country Christmas. You have to sign in and give an email address when you sign in to consent for your pictures to be taken of your children, and then the pictures will be uploaded to the email or to the Facebook group, the Wine Country Christmas Facebook group. So you just go join that group and you'd be able to see all the pictures. So that's kind of a cool way, and then it also lets you know for next year what's going to be going on and that kind of thing. So that's kind of neat. And then again, that's Casey Evans Photography who is sponsoring that. We're going to have crafts for kids. So we have some local ladies one of our gals, Linda Clark, she bakes all the cookies for everybody in the whole wide world.
She makes them for Santa too.
She does all year long.
All year long.
She makes sure Santa's got his nice, doesn't need much padding.
Yeah.
Although this year we had to pad you extra. So Santa's lost some weight. We got to get him plumped back up. But so Mrs. Clark is doing the decorating the cookie decorations for the children. We have some crafts. We have coloring crafts. We have little bracelets that the kids can make and take with them. We have little angels they can make and take home with them. So there's a lot going on for children. Also, we have some award-winning, best-selling children's authors that are going to be there. We'll have story time. The authors are going to read their books. Mrs. Claus may do a little reading depending on how busy she is. So that's going to be very amazing to be able to meet the authors that write some of your children's stories. And along with that, down the way over by Uncorked, who is on our main drag. She's Uncorked is a wine bar and beer. What's it called? Beer bar.
It's a craft beer and
craft
wine.
Beer and wine.
Yes.
Thank you. Wine tasting.
Pretty much local stuff.
Yeah, all local stuff. Yeah. Yep. Wine tasting. And so we're going to have some adult best-selling authors there as well. So it's not just that we have this really cool Wine Country Christmas with Santa and all the fun things. Yeah. We've got some celebrities coming.
Yeah, go meet the authors, buy their book, and go inside and read while you have a glass of wine or a craft beer.
Get them signed. Great Christmas presents. I mean, how often do you get signed first edition books from the authors? And get your pictures with them too while you're at it. I know I'm going to be down there. Mrs. Claus is going to be down there, and so that's really cool. Plus, like he was saying, you can go get something to drink. Shopping. We have so many amazing vendors. We have original, one of the kind vendors where it's going to be, wine glasses and coffee mugs and signs and just amazing artwork.
All local people.
We have jewelry maker, sterling silver jewelry maker coming. We have a young designer who's bringing her clothing. She has a clothing line that she's making. It's amazing. She'll be there. We have a local little farm. Lodi Farms is going to be there with their jellies and their syrups and all of that. I mean, this is going to be an amazing festival.
Fun time.
I'm really excited. Yeah. We have music. So we have Nate. Nate Kiowa, who will be handling the music, and then the Sweet Taunts, who are going to be Christmas caroling, and they're sponsoring the music for us this year. So the Sweet Taunts are amazing. Shout out to Christine and Dustin Taunton. They're so amazing. If you haven't heard of the Sweet Taunts, you got to go check them out. They're just amazing people, and I can't say enough nice things about them. Oh, another thing that we're going to be doing, letters to Santa. So over by where Santa's going to be, you can get your free pictures with Santa. We're going to have a drop off for letters with Santa. Chris McVeigh Gant is sponsoring the letters to Santa, and she'll be at a table where over by where when you're waiting to get your picture taken with Santa, your children can write out their wish list to Santa, and then we have a drop off right before you get your picture taken. You drop the letter in, so it's going to go to the North Pole with Santa, and that's pretty cool. So we really encourage everybody to bring your children out and let your children write a letter to Santa. You never know when Santa reads one of the letters what might happen. So that's pretty special. Also, one of the other cool thing we're going to do is Christmas cards to our first responders. So we've actually expanded that because we had such a great turnout that we are doing first responders, which will be our Woodbridge Fire District. All 4 stations will have addresses for those Christmas cards. We are going to have our San Joaquin County Sheriff, which God bless them, we're so thankful. They'll be there in attendance. Our Woodbridge Fire will be there in attendance. They're going to be there, and we're going to have Christmas cards so children can come make out, and adults can make out Christmas cards to these amazing first responders. And then also, and CHP is going to be on the list as well. But also, we've got a couple of the retirement centers that are, need care facilities, really, who maybe they don't have any family left or family has stopped coming to see them. I've connected with them, and we're going to have 2 of them where you can make out Christmas cards, and we've got staff at both of the facilities that are going to make sure that Christmas cards get to the individuals who are cognizant and don't have any Christmas that don't get delivered to them. So we feel really good about that. That's something that's turned into a really big deal, and it's the right thing to do, right? I mean, we forget to take care of each other sometimes. So we're really excited about that. So yeah, I mean, we've got a lot going on.
Yep.
Our Woodbridge florist is going to have a raffle at his place. He will also have my books. He'll have this book, Woodbridge Florist in Woodbridge, California. We'll have Murder and Mayhem there. Unfortunately, I won't be able to sign any because I'll be Mrs. Claus, and we don't want to ruin the magic of Mrs. Claus. But these will be for sale there at the Woodbridge Florist. So if you get a chance, go in and get a raffle, put in for a raffle there. It's free of charge. Also, the Wine Country Christmas Woodbridge Association will have a raffle for the Delta Humane Society. We've got 4 baskets, I believe, and we've got 3 baskets and then a Women of Wine Country basket that we'll be raffling off. So those raffle tickets are $1 a piece. All of the money goes directly to the Delta Humane Society. The baskets are amazing. It's really such a great thing. And then also PALS will be there, and they'll be there with all kinds of information. Those gals at PALS are just
and that's
phenomenal.
A nonprofit for animal rescue too.
So PALS is people assisting the Lodi shelter, which the people don't realize, but the Lodi shelter is really small. It's only got space for 24 animals. So they have actually worked diligently over many years. The gals at PALS have, and they have raised money to build a overflow shelter. So and it's no kill. So those gals are amazing. They do some of the most amazing work, and I just couldn't say enough nice things about them. So we're really super happy that they'll be there, and we hope that you will definitely come and meet them and talk to them. And then the Delta Humane Society actually has a conflict. They're not going to have anybody there except me and the raffle that'll be there for them. So they won't be able to be there, and they serve just everywhere. So I'll do a whole nother video about the Delta Humane and PALS at another time, but I want to make sure that everybody knows that they're going to be there and that it's such a big thing. And then, and that's not even talking about all the other vendors we're going to have. I mean, we have so many vendors there.
It'll be a good time. There's going to be a lot of people there. And it's getting bigger every year. I have to point out, she said that this is the 2nd year, but actually we did do a Christmas downtown thing 3 years ago but it was really small in scale, and we hadn't called it the Woodbridge Festival yet. And that
Yeah.
was just you
It
and
was
I
like our
putting
tree
stuff up,
lighting.
and,
Yeah.
and a couple people joined us and helped us, and
It's true.
And it was the beginning of all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did the tree.
So-
we did what he said, and it was almost like a decorating party, don't you think? Like
Yeah,
I didn't
kind
think
of,
so many
yeah.
people would show up.
Yeah.
I was like, hey
We
guys,
did the trees, lot with lights, and did the
Yeah.
bridges.
And so actually, we
yeah.
kind of. He started all this like even longer than 3 years ago because we live out in Woodbridge and we're county out there, so we're unincorporated out
the
there.
outlets.
So we don't get like a lot of help with the county. I mean, we have a nice community, don't get me wrong, but we don't get a lot of help with the county. Now they're doing great now, but in the past we didn't get a lot of attention. We are now, and we're very grateful for it. So I don't want to speak in disparagingly about it to anybody. But Dawn would go down with the boys and our sons, and they would keep the lights up and keep the plugs and the GFIs up, and we just kind of did it of our own because we believe that you invest in your own community.
Right.
It's important. We all invest in our own community. We don't rely on other people to do it. And so he actually was the first sponsor and started it. And so JG has kind of sponsored that. And that first year, we did the tree lighting and did a tree festival. And we were shocked at how many people showed up. So from that point, the next year, I'm like, well, let's do a Christmas festival. And I didn't do any tree lighting. Well, this year, we did it both. We did the tree lighting, and it rained on us. And we still had a ton of people show
did.
up.
A lot of people showed
and
up.
it
It
rained
was
on
nice.
us and stuff. And so I think...
It's getting bigger every year, and we're investing in things that we can reuse.
Yes.
So let's
Yes.
say, like the lights or the garland. If we can only use 80% of it after Christmas is over, well, that's 80% that we don't have to respend, and then we spend our own money and get donations, and we've had great luck, great success with the community stepping up
Yes.
and helping out, and
Yes.
not only donating time but donating money too
Yes.
to help
Yes.
pay for these things. So it's not all just out of our pocket anymore.
Yes.
And
it's been amazing.
Yeah, and that's what's allowing it to get bigger and bigger. So we're saving. We're being very careful to make sure we buy things that can be used again later, and so we're building on it.
Yeah.
The very first year we did it, we had a very generous donation for pine leaf branches that were real, and so swags were made, and we put those up on the light poles, but obviously we weren't able to use those again. So so moving forward, we made sure we had artificial wreaths that we could
Yeah.
reuse. So, but I want to say those swags that this couple had paid for, they were very expensive, and so
Especially to not be able to use them again.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it was a great contribution because they helped get it going.
Right.
So I don't want to, poo-poo it because
Yeah.
it was
important.
It was quite a contribution,
Yeah.
and it really set the tone when the community saw those swags up there. It generated a lot of conversation about what we can do in our community and make it more
Yes.
festival. So and from there, like I said, we've just been building on it.
Yeah.
And so like this year, we upgraded the Christmas tree lights. The lights that go on the
Yes.
downtown trees along the sidewalks.
Yeah.
Previous years, we had just bought some, inexpensive lights.
I just went to Walmart and Target and bought
Yeah,
lights.
yeah. But this year we bought a higher professional grade light LED, so the impact of electricity to the county is low, and because we've got to be responsible with our taxpayers and our assessment dollars that come from the businesses, and make sure we don't abuse it, so the county doesn't pull the plug on us, and but also these higher grade lights, as long as they don't get vandalized, will survive 4 or 5 years.
Well, not only that, you guys
So as
did
long
an
as we
amazing
maintain
thing. You bought enough for next year.
That's right.
Yeah.
We bought enough lights that if a set, let's say, gets broken or vandalized, we can swap it out with the exact same type of light. So the color and brightness will be the same.
Yeah, I think one of the things that a lot of
So-
us are trying to do that have been doing this for Woodbridge now for a couple of years are setting things in motion so that if one of us were to leave for
Right.
whatever reason, move away, or
It could
God
continue.
forbid, it would continue on for the children and the younger families. We want to make sure that the things that we're starting continue on. And this year, this spring, a group of us are going to get together. We're forming a nonprofit so that we can keep this going and get newer, younger people on the board and, keep it moving forward because it's so important. It really is. Before we go any further, I want to just go over the list of sponsors so I don't miss anybody, because it's so awesome and important that everybody get recognized for all of the great work that they're doing. First, Uncorked has been amazing. A new owner there, Brianne, she's just Woodward. She's amazing. I love her to pieces. She's been so generous and so accommodating. The Oddfellows, so the new building, the new business that's going in there, Oddfellows, they have been amazing. They have been such great to work with, and they're not even going to be open till January, and they're still working with the community.
I got a sneak peek of the building inside.
Yeah.
They were there working
it's
on the floor.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be very nice.
It's really cool, you guys.
Going to be very proud of them.
Yeah. And then again, Casey Evans Photography for sponsoring the Santa photographers. Rita Hill Photography, she is going to be our event photographer, and we are actually going to get a lot of professional photographs this year that we'll be able to use for next year as the event grows and becomes larger. So I really want to say thank you to Rita Hill Photography. She does amazing work. She does all my headshots.
Very artistic.
Yes, she's very good.
And she builds her own props
of course, JG Construction, because let's face it, we're the ones that did it from the beginning, and we're the crazy Christmas people, I call it. But, we put our money and our time where our mouth is, and we don't ask for anybody to do anything we're not willing to do. So JG Construction, the Sweet Taunts, because they are so generous and handling the music part of it, and the music is such a big deal at Christmas, right? We've got to have that Christmas music going in the background, or else, what kind of event is it?
It's nice to have a professional that can step up and help us with that.
Yeah. Nate Kiowa, because he's doing he's providing the sound equipment and the DJ for the Christmas music for when the carolers need to take a break. And he has just been amazing. I want to thank the Woodbridge Florist. I want to thank Pietro's for their work. And then also, the person who is sponsoring the gingerbread house contest is AmpWorks. Marty Hackworth has been an amazing attribute for this community. He has really stepped up and really devoted his time and energy to it. So he really kind of bailed us out. We had an issue where we needed somebody to step up and sponsor the gingerbread house contest. So AmpWorks has done that. They're a solar installer, and I highly recommend them. We work with them directly, and just really great guys. I'm really, really happy to have them. And then Beth Borcheller has taken over running the gingerbread house contest. So we have some great people that are stepping up, who are amazing community members. We have a Woodbridge Pizzeria. The Woodbridge Fire Department is a sponsor of this event. Every year without fail, they show up, they donate, they donate everything. I mean, I could go on and on about Woodbridge Fire, but I'm going to actually have a whole show devoted to them as well. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that I got everybody. Did I miss anybody, do you think?
No, just other than the citizens abroad in Woodbridge that have stepped up. We're talking like the time where we all showed up at the Uncorked, and you did the garland with the wine corks.
Yeah,
and all.
My Women of Wine
So
Country
it's a very
Tribe.
community thing, is what you need to understand. Yeah. And so all the downtown business has been really great about allowing groups of people coming in and do the crafting to get things made and ready for the festival.
Woodbridge Crossing has been great. They totally facilitated when we got all rained out on the tree lighting. We kind of went in and took over, and he was so accommodating. If you get a chance to go into Woodbridge Crossing, Woodbridge Pizzeria.
Yeah, Woodbridge Pizzeria has actually been very consistent all 3 years, not just the 2 official years, but all 3 years they've been involved. So and Uncorked, I want to point out that she's really decorated the place really nicely inside.
If you get a chance
so
to go
if you want to be in the Christmas spirit, buy that book.
Go over
Get
to Woodbridge
your wine
Florist,
and hang out. That's the place for
go over
a
to
Christmas
Woodbridge
spirit.
Florist and check out the book, and then head on over to Uncorked and check out the Christmas decorations there. So it's been great.
So it's really nice to see community come together and people pitch in and help. Everybody, what it comes down to is people see some success, and now they want to jump in and be part of that, which is great.
Yeah.
And I just see it getting bigger every year.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I think we're about ready to wrap this up.
Yeah, I think so.
Did he tell me 5?
I think that might have been our click cue.
I don't know. We might run long. Here we go. I think my engineer's about to kick me out of here.
He's coming
See,
back.
if I was wearing Mrs. Claus outfit, they'd never kick me out. We got 5 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, so everybody, hey, December 14th, it is from from 12 to 4. Here is the here we go. Here is the flyer. It's a wine country Christmas. You do not want to miss it. Everything is decorated. If you can't make that festival, you want to go check it out. All the light poles are wrapped with the Christmas garland, with the wine cork garland. Yep. All the lights are lit up. There's wreaths on all of our bridges. Also, I have a new book that I'm writing called The Woodbridge Witch, but that's going to come out next year. But it is about Woodbridge and all the bridges. So it's kind of fun. Anyway, I think we're getting ready to wrap it up. So with that, I would like to thank Don Brown, a.k.a. Santa Claus, and JG Construction, and all the sponsors for the Wine Country Christmas Festival. We really appreciate everything you do for our community. And everybody who comes out, please stop and say hi. And we hope to see you there. Have a good day.